Okay, we had a bit of a technical difficulty, so now we're continuing part 2. I think we were saying very Kabbalistic thought, and the technical people here didn't, they just couldn't handle it. So now, with that introduction, we'll continue on. And what happened with Talmidei Rabbi Akiva have to do with what happened in the Midbar? So with what we said, we could understand right now. If the 24,000 people who died in the Midbar by the Chet of Baal Pa'ar, if they died because they separated themselves from Klal Yisrael, with this pshat that the Nesivos Shalom says, then it's exactly the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva. Then you can understand how one was a gilgul of the other. They were both nifter for the same type of chet, the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva and the people in the Midbar. Ein Achanami, the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva were kedoshim utahirim. They were very high and holy people, but they lacked one thing. They lacked achdus. They were individuals. And since they were individuals, they were open to punishment. And I want to repeat something that we mentioned a few times over the years. The Nesivos Shalom brings this down from the Zayda Malechevich. He brings down an unbelievable thought. He says like this: we just mentioned that the Satan only has koyach over a yochid, not on a rabbin. So what do they do in Shamayim if they feel that they want to punish somebody? If a person is connected to a rabbin, he's part of an organization, he has achdus, he's part of everything, and in Shamayim they see that this person, he's not, we have to do something to this person. Zok the Nesivos Shalom, he brings down, what do they do to this person? They infuse this person with gripes and tinus about the Rav of the shul, about his Rebbe, about his friends. They give the person, many of us have met people like this, right? And people that are fatained on a lot of people. And this, Nesivos Shalom says, this is min hashamayim. They're putting this person in a situation where he has kindness and gripes with everybody. So you know what? This person is not part of a rabbin anymore. He's not part of the tzibur. And he's open to very, very dangerous things. And he's not, this person is now separate. He's separate from Klal Yisrael. Those connected to the tzibur, like we've said, they have a special shmirah. So the Torah is teaching us here in our parsha the power of friendship and achdus. The Torah is teaching us, Ma toivu oyalecha Yaakov. This inyan is powerful enough. This inyan alone is powerful enough to stand up to Bilam, who had a tremendous koyach. This inyan of Ma toivu, this inyan of achdus, stands up to tremendous things. And the pasuk, notice, the pasuk is said in a Lashon Yochid, Ma toivu oyalecha Yaakov, mishkenoisecha Yisrael. A Yochid. We're together as one. This past week, as we mentioned before at the beginning of the Shiur, this past week, we saw a remarkable achdus in Klal Yisrael. When it came time to look for these boys, Hashem Yinakim Dam, it was such a feeling of achdus. People, whether you were in Chutz La'aretz, whether you were in Eretz Yisrael, and you couldn't actually have a hands-on part of the operation, you were davening. People were praying all over the world. People were crying. People were doing chesed. People got together. There was no kippot srugot, and there was no black hats. There was no people who were more religious, less religious, your group, my group, this type of chassidus, that type of chassidus. All of a sudden we realized, you know what? When it comes down to it, the only thing we have is each other. And it was a tremendous feeling of achdus. And I couldn't help but think, when I was preparing the Shiur, when I was looking at what this parsha is all about, the psukim at the beginning of the parsha, the psukim of Lehibit Oven B'Yakov, when we're Yaakov, Le'ra Amo B'Yisrael, when we act as one, as Yisrael, Matoivu Oyalecha Yaakov, when we're together as one, Ba'achdus, Vayaris Yisrael Shoichim Mishvota, when Bilam saw how Klal Yisrael stayed together, then Vatihi Alav Ruach Alekim. And what we all have to think about, we all have to concentrate on, is if Klal Yisrael got together like this, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, unfortunately HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to send us this reminder that we belong together, that Klal Yisrael belongs together. Enough of thinking, this person doesn't belong in my shul, this person doesn't belong in my school. What are you talking about? We're all part. One is one right hand, another one is the left hand. Did you ever say that you leave your legs at home and take your arms to shul? Would you accept your head into school and leave your feet at home? It doesn't work that way. We all have a responsibility to each other, and we all belong with each other. And unfortunately, we need a taste of some very, very bitter medicine sometimes to remember that. So, Matoivu Alecha Yaakov, let's remember this feeling of Achdus, and it felt very good. If you're a thinking person and you're a person with feelings, you know that that feeling was a very, very good feeling. Because we all knew at that time, at those moments, that we could count on each other, that we can lean on each other, that we're not busy saying Lashon Hara about each other. We're never looking at the negative. We look at the positive. What do you have to contribute to Klal Yisrael? Let's take the lessons of this week's Parsha. Let's not forget it when we get next week to Parshas Pinchas. We're supposed to remember the lessons of Parshas Balak. We're supposed to build on it. Let's take these lessons, and it should be the last time we have to hear of negative news to remind us of this. Let's all get together for Simchas. We're coming up in another week and a half. We're coming up to Shavasa B'Tamuz. Let's hope that before then we could all get together for the ultimate Simcha of getting together in Eretz Yisrael. And then it will be Yehuda v'Shomron. They won't call it the West Bank. They won't say it'll be ours. We'll be able to live there. It'll be part of Eretz Yisrael. We'll all live there together, the Simcha.